Hello everyone, and welcome back to Path of Exile. Now, I did a small showcase of this game quite a while back, probably a good 4 months ago on the channel. And about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, I saw on Steam that it updated, and I was like, oh, that's fun. I completely forgot about this game. Let me play it. As since, about that week ago, most of my free time has been spent playing this game because it is amazing. And then I hear word that Sacrifice of the Veil is coming. Now that is the first actual quote-unquote expansion for the game. Now this is still a free-to-play game, so this is going to be a free expansion. There's going to be stuff that you can buy. Most of it is cosmetic though. I haven't actually found anything that helps you win the game by buying it, which is amazing. That is an awesome awesome monetary scheme, rather. I can't think of the word. Anyways, their free-to-play market setup is amazing. It is one of the best that I've seen. Even PlanetSide, which is fairly balanced. I'm not going to say it's greatly balanced, but it's fairly balanced. Even that game has weapons that are blatantly better than the others. Now they don't make that much of a difference, which is why it's okay in my opinion, but they're still blatantly better even if it's just by a little bit. This game doesn't have that, which is amazing. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop in here, logging in with my Steam account. These are the two guys that I've made so far, Practical Chaos and Practical Penguin. Don't ask me why I named them that, it just seemed right at the time. Now, Practical Chaos is a level 22 ranger. This is who I've spent most of my time on. Then I also wanted to try a little bit of melee combat, so I decided to make myself a duelist. Now, for our playthrough, I feel that the ranger is going to be the best, mostly just because I have the most experience with it, and I don't want to be a complete nubsuck in the series. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a whole new character. We're going to be Turiosaurus, and we're going to pick the ranger. Now I've already let you guys listen to this before in the original playthrough, and if you guys want to play along with me, that would be awesome. You can make your own character, you can even try and find me in the game, and we can meet up and we can do quests together. It would be great. But yeah, so this is the ranger, exiled for poaching, and we're going to hop into the game. I'm not going to sit here and wait and listen to her BS for a while. But this game is essentially a multiplayer version of Diablo 2. There is no single player to it. You can play it single player, but that doesn't matter. So we're going to hop over here and just start shooting this guy in the face. Alt to show items on the ground. That's how I was doing that before. I'm well aware of that at this point, but thank you game. Tab brings up the map, which can cause some issues considering that you're hitting Alt and Tab a lot, and you may accidentally hit them at the same time. So I am going to do my best to not do that. In fact, I'm going to play without the map up, even though in old school Diablo I always had the map up when I was playing so I could see what was going on. I find it a bit more annoying in this, possibly because the graphics are a bit better and I actually want to look at what I'm playing. But yeah, this is Path of Exile. Very grungy, very dirty world, filled with horrible things such as cannibals, wolves, and nasty, like, scary, devour you in your dreams monsters that pop out of the ground. That's much later in the game, but still, they exist. And it's a really cool take on the standard like dungeon crawling type of game. So I'll explain in a little more detail. For instance, we have this, right? This is a skill. This is one of the ways that you get, well, really it's the only way that you get the abilities, as opposed to Diablo 2, where you had all of the skill customization. Now that is still there. If we open up here, this is the skill net. And you can have any of these as any class. Now, depending on your class, you're going to start at a different point in this center bit, and you're just going to move forward. So as an archer, we start over here and in the green because we're dexterity. and then there's intelligence, and then there is strength. So basically, like witchcraft, paladin, mana users, pure power barbarian, duelist users, and then there is the rogue and the archer, which is mostly dexterity. And you customize these. All of these are passive. None of these are active skills, which is ridiculous. But you just customize them as you feel fit, and you just play the game, and you get whatever skill gem that you want. And the skill gems gives you a skill. So here, just quick demonstration. We'll pop this in our bow, and these skill gems level up as you use them. So keeping the same gem for a long time, if you want to use that skill, is a good idea. So now you can see right here, if I right click, we have a fire arrow, which is fabulous. So here, we'll shoot this guy, and then oh no, he's getting away. Bam. There's also a chance to catch these guys on fire, which is going to increase as you continue fighting monsters and killing them. And then we have these health potions down here. So if we pop this, you'd be like, oh no, it's kind of empty. These actually refill as you kill people. If you heard the barking, that was my new puppy. It is a pug, and it is glorious. But yeah, so you don't even have to worry about buying a whole bunch of health potions, because they refill as you kill people. As long as you're not ridiculously out of your league with what you're fighting, you should be perfectly fine. There we go. We just got our first chest armor. So that's nice. We're going to start shooting at this sand spitter. Oh, and we just blew him up, which was awesome. It's a little early in the game to be blowing people up with our weapon, but I'll take it. There we go. And we just leveled up.
That's a good sign.
Yes, it is a great sign that you're still breathing. I enjoy that greatly. But yeah, we just it's a dungeon crawler. So most of this is going to be what you're looking at right now. Just different monsters, different gear. If you're not into it, then this is probably not going to be the series for you guys, which is unfortunate. And if that's the case, you can tell me in the comment section down below. But for now, we are going to have a great time just slaughtering these zombies. I'm going to shoot you, look at you all dying like scrub nuts. And then bang. Here we go. Oh, there you go. There is a daily deal for premium stash bundle. So the stash can actually be used to transfer items between characters, which is awesome. Because in Diablo 2, the only way you could really do that was to hop online, create a server, trade the item with a secondary character, hop onto your other character, and then pop onto the server that you made again, and have whatever your other person holding the item was, give it to the new character who you wanted. It was a very complicated workaround. I actually had 2 computers running at once playing Diablo 2 so that I could transfer items between characters. And I had to join an open server if I was playing single player. For the most part, I did play open worlds because I liked to, make hack items and put them in the game. But that's how I was when I was younger. So now, let's scroll in here a little bit and check out what we've got. We have evasion and life, always nice, and we have attack speed. So what we're going to do here is basically look at our different gold skills, as I call them. I don't even know what they're actually supposed to be called. But we're going to look at our different gold skills and see what we have. So ballistic mastery, lots of dexterity, lots of damage, lots of speed. That's great. Aspect of the eagle increases life, movement speed, all that stuff sounds amazing. Heart of oak gives you a great bonus to life as well. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to start down the attack speed lane. We're going to hop into here, and we're going to get probably projectile damage over speed to begin with. Then we'll hop into that, get Heart of Oak, and then we can move over here and get Aspect of the Eagle. That might change in time. It's not a set plan, but it sounds like a decent plan for me to get relatively strong here in the beginning. Which is the plan, because for the most part we're going to be soloing everything. And so strength is going to be important. Survivability is everything. Now this character is going to have access to a lot of currency. I use the word currency loosely because there is no actual currency in this game. It's items that you use to buy other items, which I find amazing and superiorly realistic compared to Diablo 2. Because, you know, Diablo 2, it's a ruined world. Oh, see, so our gem leveled up. We click that to level it up. Bada bing, bada boom. But yeah, you know, Diablo 2 is a ruined world filled with demons and monsters, and yet there's just millions and millions of gold just floating around everywhere, and every monster has it. I don't like it. So what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to light this boss on fire so he takes more damage. And I'm going to shoot a couple arrows into him, kite him around. So because we're the ranger, this is what we do. Whenever we come across someone who's really strong, we kind of just kite them around a little bit, and we use our speed to avoid people. And that's one of the reasons why I want to get that aspect of the eagle as soon as possible. Because if we can get that, then there's less likelihood of us just getting destroyed.
That would only slow me down.
Oh, and there you go. So I just hit my carrying capacity, and the lady ranger Turiosaurus decides to tell me that I cannot pick something up because I need to remain fast and agile on my feet, and picking it up is going to slow me down, thus making me die. So now we're going to enter Lion's Eye. Yeah, Lion's Eye Watch, or Lion Eye Watch, whatever it's called. There's someone. Looks like they probably came back from using a town portal scroll, and oh, well, there is a guy who's like level super high, 87, which is crazy. 37. There's a lot of high level guys here right now, actually. This will come and go.
I've seen you before, back in Oriath, running like a frightened rabbit from my father and his gamekeepers. Fleet as a fox you were, even with that leg of prized venison over your shoulder. And from what I saw you do to Hillock, you've grown even faster since then. I'm Nessa, and I suppose I should thank you for ridding us of that putrid giant. I hope your speed never fails you, Ranger. It's all that stands between you and death here in Rayclast. Lion Eye's watch isn't much, but it's ours. We could use you here, while you live. But should you wish to venture out, do just one thing for me. Out on the coast, amongst the wrecks, there must be a ship's medicine chest. I have many to care for, and there's only so much I can do with herbs and seawater.
Okay.
A ravishing ranger, relegated to rot in Rayclast. That's the first line of the poem I'm writing about you, Exile. Easy, girl. You could skewer a bloke with a look like that. The name's Bestel, captain of the good ship Merry Gull. Alas, my Merry Gull is gone. My crew is gone. But my wits remain, after a fashion.
In other words,
there's an
crazy.
island, a hop, skip and a wade offshore of the terraces. That's where my Merry Gull ran aground. Watched the locals spit roast the ship's doctor, but his medicine chest might still be there, amongst the splinters and bones. It'd have everything Nessa might need. Dr. Shaky Hands Opton was lousy with a scalpel and even worse with a saw, but he knew his apothecary. Explains the shaky hands, if you ask me.
So he's a druggie. Good to know. So this is our stash. Shows you all the currency that I've kind of built up. And then I'll show you guys how we get that currency here in just a second. We need to talk to Targle.
Fine work with Hillock.
Targle.
Where'd you learn to fight like that? No, don't tell me. We exiles have no history. Dominus took it from us the moment his blackguards dumped us in the water out there. Just live or die now. Here, have one of these. And no need to thank me. I'm thinking of myself and the others here. The longer we fighters live, the longer everyone lives.
Okay, so then he offers us a different skill. Now, I personally like the split arrow skill. So I'm going to take that, and I'm going to replace this with that. Now, I don't know if I can stick it into armor or not, but I can try. And I can, which is interesting. I actually wasn't sure if you'd be able to do that. I thought only support gems could go into there. But now we have Burning Arrow and Split Arrow. Now I prefer to have Burning Arrow
Can't
as
see
my
why I'd
middle
want
one.
to do that here.
Oh yeah, you're not allowed to shoot stuff in town. My bad. But yeah, so here we go. We can click on this, sell items, and then you can just drag and drop whatever you need to sell over here. And as you can see up top, it's showing what you get. Now these are standard items, so they give you scroll fragments, which turn into these scrolls of wisdom, which you use to identify stuff. So if I click on that, bada bang, then if we add magic items, you'll get different shards of various orbs and whatnot, depending on what you're doing. Like yellow items get you different stuff, I do believe. Yeah, if we just pop this all in here, looks like that's everything except. And now we have some more currency, so we'll just do this. Gonna do my best not to use too much assistance from my higher level characters, but that's not to say that I'm not gonna do some, because I would like this character to be rather beastly. So now we'll hop into the next area here, and we'll go get that medicine chest, and we will murder some blokes on the coast.
I've not seen a wilderness like this before. There'll be some dark days ahead.
Yep. There's going to be many dark days ahead, and there's cannibals abound everywhere. There's actually a pretty crazy storyline behind these cannibals, which I have been reading quite a bit. Ooh, small life flasks. So now we have another health thing, and those can be of different qualities as well. You can get ones that do all kinds of different stuff. Like I had one that was bubbling and something else. So it was half as effective, but half of what you got healed was healed instantly instead of over time. So even though it was half as effective, it was actually quite useful in dire situations due to the fact that you could you know, heal rather quickly with it. Sorry, I'm focusing on not dying here. There we go. Now I'm using a lot more mana than I usually would here, for no other reason than the fact that I want to look kind of flashy for the camera, we should say. But usually I'll just sit here and shoot them down like this, take a little bit more damage. But we just got a conductive quiver. So no matter what, these quivers that are conductive, they're always magic quivers, and it's going to add 1 to 5 lightning damage no matter what. But because this one is Rapture brand, it also adds 9 dexterity. I'm guessing that's the Raptor. And then 1 to 2 fire damage, 1 to 2 cold damage, maximum life, and lightning resistance. So if we come across someone who's blasting me with lightning, it's not going to be as effective, which is really nice. So I'm going to swap this out simply for the fact that this has 2 slots and they're binded, as opposed to this one's 1. Even though the armor is the same and we don't have any red gems yet, we could get them at any time, so I like to have the best armor I can equipped. Ooh, my.
The worms will have to wait a bit longer for this meal.
That's right, they will. And so because we deal fire and lightning and cold damage now, we have a chance to deal that on every hit. Now I've already gotten the achievement for using all 3 elemental damages in one shot, so that sucks. But we are also dealing more damage, and we have the ability to set people on fire with our standard shots now, which is really nice. Now it's not going to be too powerful, all things considered, because we just started. But let's hop into here and get some accuracy. That'll also help us miss less, as you might imagine, which is going to be great. So then let's run around here. Hitting Alt should also show you chests, which is nice. So if we just do that, pop this guy in the face. Someone's throwing rocks at us from over here. There we go. Click on this impaled corpse. Ah, there we go. And a rugged quiver. Rugged adds cold damage, apparently. Good to know. Now, our quiver is much better, so I'm not going to bother picking that up, because we only have so much space, and we don't have portals yet, because we're still rather early in the game. There we go. Gravel Eater. Now those guys, depending on how difficult they are, their name is going to change, such as Obsidian Eater and various stuff like that. Ah. Now these guys here carrying the Molotov cocktails are quite a pain. And you have to kind of just get out of their way, essentially. And so we have split arrow gems leveled up, which is great. That is my main gem, because more often than not, you're fighting large groups of animals. Oh boy, oh boy. Okay, so that means that we have a boss. Somewhere over here. Now she's always here in this general area somewhere. Alright, let's go. There she is. Fire Fury. Now, she's actually fairly difficult at this point since we are rather ill-equipped. But we got her. Just pop a health potion so that we can heal up. Shabby Jerkin. All this other stuff is bad. It's bad. But that's okay. Let's hop down here. Now I believe, yeah, we're still in Domination League, which means that there is, here we are. There is shrines that are going to appear sporadically in various places. Now even though you can't click on enemies from that far away, you can shoot them. Now the way that you attack without actually having an enemy in your sight is by hitting shift and then clicking in their general vicinity. Which is a good thing to know. And that's another reason why I love that skill so much, because you can hit people from a long stinking ways away with that. Alright, now I think we have gauntlets, boots, all that. We need a belt, ring, yada yada. So we've got most of the basic gear now. Now I can also use shadows to see where people are at, which is nice. But this right here is one of the many different carvings throughout Rayclast, which is what this island that we're on is called, which gives you the storyline of the people.
Struck this sand with the force of destiny. At his beck, the greatest war host in Kardui history tamed the wild sea, their canoes coupling with the land one by one. Lion-eyes gemlings met us with shining metal and bold words. Hyri's arrows withered their pride, Calm's axis silenced their despair. Marseilles Lion-eye fought bravely to the last. Calm honored him with a place on his belt. Calm has shown Rayclast our Kardui strength. Calm will teach Rayclast the Kardui way.
Now, I'm fairly certain these Karui guys are these cannibals. And I'm not going to spoil anything because I want to find all those carvings for us later on. Yeah, I'm fairly certain that these cannibals were once the Karui people. And there's apparently a reason for their craziness. And so let's shoot these guys. Now you might have noticed that someone up there had a rather odd-looking aura below them, and there is a yellow item up there, which is fantastic. Here we are. Okay. There we go. You see it there for just a second again. And there. They're faster. They also attack faster. And what that means is that there is a shrine up here. Now, I don't like dealing with shrine minions because they're crazy, basically. They attack like way too fast. Depending on what the shrine is, they might hit really hard, or they could attack super fast. All just depends. But what we're going to do is we're going to run up here. Boom. Stole it from him. Now we are super fast, and we can outrun anything. And we can attack super fast. And do whatever we want, because we have the shrine power. So that's what the whole Domination League is kind of about. There's a chain belt right there, which I will take. and a portal scroll, which is awesome. So we gotta love the portal scrolls, because those allow us to go back to town quite easily. And so if we go back to town, we can fill up our inventory with items, go back to town, make our money back on them, and then we'll be, you know, kind of safe to go. Now I'm going to shoot this guy. I always try and shoot the ones carrying the fire first, because they'll throw it at us, basically ruin our day. Now whenever I have these shrines, I like to run around and kill as many people as possible whilst I've got it. Now the shrine is worn off, we can start being a little more cautious again, I suppose. Not that we need it, we're basically like a death god right now. Later on, though, it is quite a bit more possible to die if you're not careful. Especially when you start playing in areas that are above your level. See, so right now we are level 4. This area is level 2. Which means that it's actually fairly simple for us to dominate everything, which is fun. Definitely fun. It makes gathering items a lot easier, which is cool. I don't care about that. You know what? Actually, I do. We're going to pick up everything that we can, and then we're going to go to town and sell it. How's our inventory looking? Not bad. Not bad. We can also break these barrels, which can sometimes drop items. And here, we'll get our skill point. Damage or speed, damage or speed, damage or speed. I think right now we want raw damage. Here we go. There we go. Oh, here we go. Oh, an amulet. Usually we don't get a neck piece that early on, so that's nice. I am not sure what the coral amulets do. Life regeneration. I'll take it. That's good. That's really good for us right now. Shoot this withered husk down. I believe a crude bow is what we have. It is. Okay, good. Oh. When you're clicked into the item screen, it lets you manually check them all out. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to go to town. And this is what the portals look like. The graphic on them is actually pretty amazing. So if we do this,
Hello.
Sell items, pop these all in here. No, no, no. We'll want to identify those items before we sell them, because then they're worth more. But let's pop these into here. Identify this in the very least. Ooh, that's nice. If we were a shield user, I would keep that. So yeah, 14 alteration stack thingies. Just from that one, which is pretty good. And then this one wasn't worth that much, so that's fine. And I think that's it. Then whenever I do that, I always like to double check these things, because it has a tendency to unstack things when they could stack together, which is kind of lame. But yeah, so right out here should be the island for us to get the medical chest. Whenever I see that little area right here, I know that we're in the right spot. Now, the maps actually change. I don't know exactly how long it takes them to reset. I think it's something like half an hour or an hour. And then they'll reset an area. And by resetting the area, they reset the maps every once in a while. So it is a bit like Diablo 2, wherein everything isn't always the same. I don't know how many there are, so you still might be able to memorize it a little easily, but still. And then getting gems to drop like that is actually quite rare. So this is a fire trap, which is cool. So do we have anything with a green slot? We do, actually. Our boots have a green slot. So if we do this, and then we click Q, it throws a trap on the ground, which is amazing. And then I think if we... Can we throw it out here? Yeah, we can. So now if we get these guys to come here, they should run into that trap and get blown up with fire. That is sweet. Now, I don't usually use traps all that often, but since we have a trap gem, I might as well try. You know? Definitely. So here we go. Burning arrow gem can level up. Bada bing. And ooh, a little bit of a frame skip there. It happens, especially when you're recording stuff. Any of you guys who might be trying to work on a YouTube channel probably know that. Ooh, another great thing that you should know about Path of Exile, which I can show you once we're done murdering these fools. Throw a trap down. Throw another trap down. Do this. Nice. I'm digging this trap. It is actually quite useful. Even though I'm not used to using them. So, hold on here. Yeah, I figured as much. Throw that there. Throw that there. Do a couple spread arrow shots into there. Now, because this guy is close to us, I always try and shoot him first because he can hurt us. And the fire trap gem can level up. Awesome. Now, we do need a little bit more mana since I'm using spells a lot more in this this character. Now, one of the reasons I didn't have to use a spell so often with my last ranger was that I got a yellow dropped upgrade bow rather early.
Calm has removed the eternal stain from this coast. The Empire's citizens decorate our meeting houses with their heads. Our warriors build homes for our families. Our families till the earth, fish the waters, fill the air with song. The Kardui way is yet a seedling here, but it grows, gains in pride and power every day. Calm has kept his promise. The time of the Kardui has come.
Okay, so that is part 2 of our weathered carving storyline, which is really good, actually. The storyline for that was quite great. Now, these guys have this stupid cold damage stuff. Now, as a ranger, cold damage sucks, because it slows you down. And when you get slowed down, you die. Now, this is actually quite nice. We're getting some pretty good drops. They're not super good, but they're still pretty good. So I'm going to take this out, stick it in there, because these boots are better. They're superior, which means the quality is plus a 15% for these ones, which actually gives you more armor. And then there's these gems, which is awesome. And then we also got rawhide gloves, 6, and evasion rating. Now that's one thing that I haven't looked into too much as a ranger. Do I want armor or do I want evasion? I'm not entirely sure. Right now on my main person, I'm going for kind of a combination of the two. My chest piece was super outdated, and the best one I could get that I knew of was a copper plate, which has quite a bit of armor on it, but no evasion. But it was an upgrade, so I took it. Oh, here we are. So this is the ship that they were talking about. Here we are. These traps are just really nice. But yeah, and then these simple robes, they have an energy shield, which is what this blue bit is that you see right there. That's the amount of damage that you can absorb with your armor before actually... come on, move! Move, lady! This guy is a serious wanker. I don't know how else to put it besides that, but he is. Now, these traps are actually really nice for hurting him, which is cool. Oh, great. See, so now what I've done is I was stupid. And I pulled 1.5 million people when I really shouldn't have. So now I've got to just do this. Kite some people, get some more mana. Start split arrowing everybody. There, padded vest. That's the type of stuff that I usually get. It's got like armor and evasion, or armor and energy shield, something like that. Now what we'll do is we're going to creep forward. Find the guys. Alright, so here's Hillrake. He is a douche. Hailrake, whatever his name is. Either way, he has this stupid spell called Ice Spear. Ooh, medicine chest. There it is. Good. Rustic Sash. Always good to have. That. Okay. Good. What leveled up? Split arrow leveled up. Awesome. Padded vest. So now we're going to go back here. Make sure we didn't miss any good blue items. Okay, so I don't see any blue items down here, but I did notice some rare, not rare, elites. Alright, so rare guys have a yellow name. Everyday bosses have those kind of reddish names like we've seen with the Fire Lady and Hail Rake, or whatever his name is. And then there's these in-between guys. They're rares, but they're not elites, I would say. They are blue. There we go. Cannibal of Frost. He is a rare. They have a slightly higher chance of dropping a good thing, but they're also a little bit stronger. But because they have a slightly higher chance of dropping something nice, I want to make sure that we kill them all. Because that's just the type of person I am. I'm quite loot crazy in this game, actually. Oh, and then there's a shrine right there as well. So that's something that we'll want to pick up. If for no other reason than the fact that we can. So Diamond Shrine gives you elemental powers, I believe, of like crazy proportions. I haven't really checked.
Brings strength.
You always get critical
That's
strikes.
nature for you.
That's what Diamond Shrine does. I never actually bothered to read it. I just know that it's really flippin' powerful. Because it makes you hit like a stinking truck. So let's run around and see if we can't find anyone to kill. Unfortunately, we had already killed pretty much everyone in the place when we got this, which is lame. But if we check quest, we got that. Also got another skill point, which is good. It's getting us close to Ballistic Mastery. Then I think we'll go down here and we'll get Heart of Oak. Primal Spirit's actually pretty good since we're using so many spells, and because it gives you strength and intelligence, which is good for like different armors and stuff. So we'll probably get both of those and then get Aspect of the Eagle. That's more than likely what we're actually going to do. Now, we could just run back, but we also do have this nice portal scroll. So I think we're going to use that. And there's a bunch of dead people. Because there's always people dying in this place. But here's the medicine chest.
This means more to us than you can know. There are some who wouldn't have lasted the night without it. Take this. In return for the knowledge that one can do more than suffer in Rayclast. You and Tarkley, you give us something better than serums and salves. You give us hope.
Okay, so now we get to choose what we want. We got medium life flask, medium mana flask, and a quicksilver flask. These are cool because they let you like run super fast. Kind of useful, but honestly I find life flasks much more useful. Now it's still unidentified, but it is medium, and what we have now is small, so that's nice. So now we're going to hop, skip, and jump, and stick all of these guys in there. I'm going to identify you. So that's increased damage, 5 armor. Oh, let's see, chain belts apparently have a great energy shield on them. Cold resistance, block and stun recovery, and reduced flask charge uses. I think I'm probably going to equip that belt, which you can't do in this screen, which I find kind of lame. But whatever. So now let's do this. Not a bad sword, but we're not melee, so it doesn't matter. This. And then we can look at this. Just, ooh, plus 13 extra charges. That's actually prite. That's prite, guys. It's prite. It's quite good. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just said prite. Alright, so let's put that on. We'll drop this on number 2, because we're not going to need that much just yet. But there we go. Let's also talk to Bestel.
So, you managed to salvage Shaky Hand's druggery. Nicely done. Nessa will put it to good use. More than that benumbed quack Optin ever did. Here, Have one of these.
Now this is cool because he gives us more gems. That's an AoE attack, so it's kind of worthless for us. Well, more, it's melee AoE. Melee. Explodes an unused corpse, dealing fire damage and physical damage. That wouldn't be that bad, but you know, we're really not going to use that many spells, and I prefer the trap. Melee. Fire. We already have fire trap. And then poisoner. Ah, darn it. Sorry guys, I had a cat come in here and step on my keyboard, but these poison arrows are actually phenomenal. This is one of the stronger spells that I had looking at. So I want poison arrow to be my middle click, and you, burning arrow, can now be W. And you can see down here how it's kind of working. Left click is always default. Middle click is the second one that you have equipped, or in this case it was my hat. And then right click is, no, I guess right click is the second, middle click is the third, then it goes Q, W, E, R, T. And you have all these different skills that you can use, but then that's it. So you have to kind of pick and choose your gems pretty.
Animals don't seem to rise up after death the same as people do here. So if they aren't raising themselves, what's doing it for them? The answer's in that fetid pool near the mudflats. I know the place stinks to high heaven, but so does the idea of a flock of overactive bird carcasses hungry for a bit of living meat. Clear the place out, and deal to whatever's raising those birds, and we'd be in your debt.
Well, for one, you're already in my debt, so screw you. But yeah, so apparently there's something raising dead birds, which is quite disturbing. So we need to save the town, city, whatever you want to call it, from that. Right now I'm just kind of checking out our different armor choices and our different weapons. That's not bad, but we need that extra green slot, so I don't think we're going to do that. Some nice shoes, but you know what? I like our shoes as it is. Okay, so nothing good. I didn't expect there to be anything good yet anyhow, so let's check out this. And if, well, we don't have 2 quests right now, but you can kind of check it. When you have more than 1 quest and you click on them, it kind of tells you which direction you need to go. But I think that's probably going to do it for today's episode. Had a pretty good start. This episode's probably going to be a little long, but you know, we've got started. We got past the initial quests in Path of Exile, and when we come back next time, we can start moving through Act 1 and really gathering some nice gear for ourselves and stuff like that. So any comments, questions, concerns, or hip hip hoorays for this new series would be awesome down in the comments section, and we'll see you all next time.